And you engage with print a little differently. There's a stickiness. They also talk about how you absorb less information when you're reading it on a screen, when you're reading it digitally. There's something to be said of taking a moment and engaging with something that's static, and maybe you're having a cup of coffee with it, or something harder if that's your ilk, and just taking a moment to read the news. I think sometimes we have this, like, I have those moments of nostalgia where my favorite mornings are the ones where I get up early and my family, we have breakfast together and I have a cup of coffee and I read the paper. There's something about that feels very, that warm, nostalgic kind of feeling. There's a place for it. And there's this pushback to local, there's a pushback to print that's really interesting. And trends that you want to monitor, to make sure that they're still happening. But if nothing else, that pushback to local is there. And it's because, as publications get bigger and broader, it's hard to create meaning for the individual anymore. So, as I kind of quickly mentioned, we expanded recently. So we actually cover 43 counties now. So I mentioned 12 at the start of the story, and it's now 43. But we have 3 papers. We didn't try to make one Wisconsin business news newspaper. We said, hey, we recognize that Northeast Wisconsin and West Central Wisconsin, like Eau Claire area, are not the same thing. And that if we tried to treat them the same, it does a disservice to both. And we have North Central, and it's the same philosophy. North Central is different than West Central. It's Wausau area. It's not Eau Claire, and it's not Green Bay. It is its own thing. So in letting things be unique and be local and be individual, that's part of why I think people have been really interested in the paper. It is very local news. All of us live locally. All of us are, we're from here. I mean, my editor's from, North Central, and actually one of the staff writers. So whenever she has to do a story over there, she just visits her family over the weekend. And I think they might like me more now. Like, we see her so much. Like, well, but really that belief in local. When you pick up a paper, you want to be able to see what's happening locally. There are plenty of other places to read national and global. We don't need to fill that niche.